As part of AAR, I'm going to start again. Welcome to Gentle Yoga with Ruth. As part of AARP Maryland's Brain Health Interview Series for older adults, we offer you classes to enhance your health. My name is Marcia Goldberger, and I am a volunteer co-producer of this series, in which we talk with experts on engaging your brain, staying social, managing stress, restorative sleep, eating well, and exercising. Excuse me. These interviews are meant to provide strategies and practical tips for staying sharp and optimizing our overall well-being. The 6 pillars of brain health and the interviews can be found on our website. So turning to our gentle yoga class, Ruth Sharon is a licensed professional counselor, registered yoga teacher, as well as a relationship and wellness coach, author, and healing retreat leader. Ruth first experienced the power and beauty of Hatha yoga when she was 25. Now, as a senior yoga teacher, she brings her expertise, compassion, good humor, and joy to our class, and she will tell you more about what to expect. But first, we'd love to know where you're located, so let us know through the chat. So, Eleanor, do you want to say, oh, I see some people from Denver, Colorado.
I see North Carolina.
Okay, all right. And Eleanor might want to say, oh, St. Louis, Missouri, Springfield, Illinois. Okay, this is fabulous. Oregon, Ohio. Okay,
Welcome,
so
everyone.
welcome, welcome. We're so happy you're here. And Ruth, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Marcia and Eleanor. Welcome, everyone. This is
Thank you.
our gentle yoga. So let yourself get comfortable. You could be on a chair or on a mat. I'm going to go back and forth between them. And I always like to have some water. So make sure you have some water. Take little sips. I also lit a candle just to bring more light into our space and bless our space. So I'm going to set our intention today, as it is Valentine's Day, to bring more love into ourselves with our breath. So let your hands just fall on your lap or down at your sides. And just take a moment to exhale. And bring yourself as present as you can be, just bringing the focus to the breath. Your eyes can close or look down. Allow yourself to just find your breath. The breath is an essential part of yoga and, of course, of life. So find the breath and just begin to let the breath fill and empty. Don't pull on it or try to do anything with the breath. Just feel the breath come in and go out. As we find our breath and keep our eyes closed for a moment, I'm going to attune to the feeling of love. We all know love. We love our puppy. We love our friends. We love our family. We love our beloved. We love whoever we love. We love the mountains and the sky and the rain and, whatever it is that we love. Let's just feel that quality of love and bring it present in our practice today. So as we breathe in, we're just going to breathe in that quality of love that we all know so well. And as we exhale, we're just going to let that love saturate into our body, kind of settle into all the cells of our body, to just let our body relax and open and feel loved. And as we relax into our breath, we'll take our hands to the palms together to the chest. And just begin to press the thumbs against the sternum. Just rock it back and forth. This is like a love we can do to ourselves. There's a gland behind our sternum, and we're giving our whole system the wash of love. We're saying, I'm here, I'm taking care of myself. I took time out of my busy day to really nurture myself and take time to stretch and breathe and strengthen and calm. Just wiggle back and forth. Feels so good. So take a moment to just set your intention. What would you like from your yoga practice today? You feel calmer, stronger, more balanced, more flexible. What is it you would like? So just take a moment to capture a word or a phrase that shares what you want. And I do see somebody in the waiting room, if somebody could let them in. What's your intention for today? We're going to imagine that we could gather up that intention and just scoop it into our hands. This is my heart's desire. This is what I would like from my practice today. And I'm scooping it up and I'm reaching, reaching, reaching. If you can reach all the way up, do it. Otherwise, just reach wherever you can. And then exhale and spread that intention around you. So you're like creating this orb around you. So starting at the chest, inhale, reach up. And exhale, open the hands wide, bring it down. Good, 2 more times. Surrounding ourselves with our intention, filling ourselves with it, letting ourselves get in harmony with our breath. Very good. And then at the center here, we're going to latch our fingers and just stretch out. Stretch those shoulder blades apart. That's it. Wiggle it a little bit. And then turn to your side and look to the side as your hands move. And come to the center and go to the other side. Inhale. And exhale back to the center. Good. And release. Let's shake it out. It's so important to get the blood flow in our hands and the lymph flow in our hands. So shaking out our hands is a real simple stress reliever, and it also gets our fingers more nimble. Playing the piano, imagining piano playing. Okay, good. So let's just get into our shoulders now. I'm going to sit forward a tiny bit and hold on to my chair and pull my shoulders down. So many of us are up here, you know, we're on the computers, we're looking at the phone, we're looking down. Let's just reverse that and open up the chest, drop the shoulder blades. And as you're holding on to your chair, if you're on a chair or on the floor, your hands are on the floor, we're just going to take an inhale and lift the crown of our head, and then exhale, let it come back down. So we're stretching our neck and shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down. One more inhale and exhale. Good. And now with our shoulders up and back and around, inhaling and exhaling. Use the breath. Yoga means joining or union. Our mind, our body, our breath all joins together, and it gives us a feeling of wholeness. Let's go back and up and around. Up and around. Good. One more time. Stretch out those shoulders. They take a lot of use during the day. Good. So now we're going to open. Let's put our hands at our chest and just let our breath settle. And we're going to open one hand and look in the direction of our thumb pointing up. And then bring it back. Exhale. Inhale. Open the chest. Exhale. Bring it back. Keep your knees and hips facing front. Try not to swirl. Inhale. Open. Exhale. Back. One more on each side. We're working from our head down to our toes. Good. Now take the hands this way. We have our palms facing each other, and we're going to clasp our fingers, drop our shoulders, and send our elbows out. So see if you can get into this shape. So we're doing an isometric pulling of our hands. You can feel it in your chest. Feel it in your arms as well. So isometrics is part of it, flowing movements is part of it, and holding poses is part of it. So we'll vary all of those. So now we're going to do a little slide, letting our elbows slide to the side without turning our torso. So we're just stretching in the underarm, helping our lymph system clear, and bring it back to the center. Inhale, send it out. I love that, clearing the underarm lymph. Let's do a few more. Inhale. Exhale, bringing that love into our system, loving ourselves with each breath. Isn't that a delicious gift to give ourselves? So let the breath get long and slow. One more on each side. Shoulders are down, elbows are up. If that doesn't feel good or anything I do doesn't feel good, please stop immediately. Don't do anything to harm. In fact, the foundation of yoga is known as ahimsa, being able to do no harm. So that's the gentle path. It's a path of letting ourselves take good care of ourselves and honoring and respecting others. Okay, let's go into our ribs. We're going to put our hand down on the chair or on the floor, and we're going to swing our arm up and just reach gently. And again, if that's too much of a reach, if your neck or shoulders say, no, 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 I never could do that for about 10 years. My shoulder and neck hurt too much. But if you can put your arm, do as high as you can with the shoulder down so you're not squeezing your shoulder up. Okay, and pull the belly button in so your hips are settled as you lift your arm. Now, just that act of lifting your arm causes the core to engage, doesn't it? Can you feel your belly has to hold in a little more? The ribs have to hold in a little more. And then begin to swing it over if you can. Let the head be loose. Try not to get the head involved. Let's just take a few breaths here, dropping the shoulders and just stretching the ribs. These intercostal muscles don't get much life to them. So we want to open that up. And then relax. Good. Loosen it up. Let's go to the other side. Inhale up. Drop the shoulder. Reach the arm. Again, you might be here. You might be here. Wherever you are is okay. We're trying to open up the ribs. That's our purpose. Pulling the belly button in. Exhaling. Just holding it. Just feeling that weight on our shoulders and on our belly, wherever you're feeling it. And when you're ready, reach with the inhale and exhale. Bring the arm over the head and let the head be light. The arm is by the ear. We're opening up our ribs. So if you're here, that's okay. Wherever you are, just be gentle with yourself. That's the important thing. There's no measure against anyone else. Yoga is a very internal process. And release. Good. Loosen up. I'm going to have a little sip of water. If you have some and you'd like to take some, go ahead. So yoga is a very ancient practice. Let's put our hands here, fingers down, and our thumbs on the back of our shoulders. Again, the shoulders are down. We'll just make some little circles. As if our elbows have crayons or markers on them and we're drawing circles on some paper on the sides. Just relax and then go the other direction. So yoga is a very deep study. I've studied it now for over 50 years and it still intrigues me. There's still so much to learn. Okay, good. Now we're going to open the hand out and then bring it back. We're using our arm strength. Out and back. Inhale. Exhale. You can turn the head with it if you'd like. I'm watching my candle here so I don't set myself on fire. I'm already on fire. Inhale, open. Exhale, back. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now maybe you're feeling it in your shoulders or your neck, or you're starting to feel that upper body starting to get activated a little bit. So we'll do a little more on the upper body, and then we're going to move into the lower body, and then we'll stand. So pace yourself. And the breath is the essential ingredient here that's going to keep lubricating the workout. So we're going gentle, but you're going to see that you're activating your muscles and you're getting the blood flow and you're clearing the lymph and clearing the mind. Okay, we're going to tip our fingers down. Let the shoulders roll back and down. Hold the belly strong. Push the feet into the floor. Just hold this for a second with the fingers pointing down and the wrists reaching out. You can feel the wrists are reaching out, but you're pulling back. So you're doing a nice metric stretch here. Okay, so we're lifting up. Inhale. And then we're going to open our fingers and we're going to clean off our windshield. Sometimes we get a lot of dirt on the windshield. So pretend you have a squeegee here. Inhale up and open it and squeegee it down. Big wide fingers. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Open. Exhale. Very good. Now we're going to do it out to the sides. I'm going to be careful of my candle and scoot that away. So we'll do it the same thing. We're bending at the hand so that we have a nice strong wrist, and we're letting the imaginary string lift us up like we're a puppet. We're lifted up, tap the backs of the hands, and then open your squeegee and watch the side windows. They get dirty too. Inhale up. Open. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Very good. So we're going to take one hand and cross it over to our leg on the outside of the leg, and we're going to turn slightly. So now we're doing a little spinal twist. So be very careful if you are ever instructed not to do twists, then be careful of twists. This is a very gentle one. But what we're doing is we're loosening up the vertebrae so that there's space between them, that we're not just jammed in. You know, as we get older and gravity pushes down, our vertebrae start clumping together. So we want to make a tall spine. And we're just twisting gently and breathing. Let's do a little eye exercise. Let your eyes look left, and then look right, and then look up, and then look down. Good. And bring it back to the center. And the other way. So, excuse me, yoga is very dedicated to the spine. So being able to open up the channel between the top of the head down through the brain and the spine to the tailbone. This is the central canal, it's called in yoga. So we're twisting and we're going to look right and look left. Use your eyes, or doing eye exercises, eye yoga, looking up and looking down. Good. And you could do diagonals. If you like these eye exercises, try one diagonal and then the other, and then a circle around and a circle around the other way. Wonderful eye exercises. Good. So we're trying to get the spine to be more supple in our neck, in our thoracic spine, in our lumbar spine, and our sacral spine. When they get jammed together like that, we get a lot of aches and pains. So yoga has been wonderful in helping me stretch and strengthen and balance and all that. So happy to share it with you. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, so we've done the upper body pretty well. Let's do a little bit in the belly here. So we're going to do some pumping breaths here. This is called the breath of fire, and it just helps wake us up. It's a cleanser. It like heats up things so we can detox our bodies if we overate or we just feel lowy and low energy. So we're going to breathe in and out through the nose. And we're going to feel the diaphragm expand as we inhale and contract as we exhale. So put your hand on your diaphragm if that would be helpful, or both hands. Might need a tissue nearby. Inhale, exhale. So you're expanding the diaphragm. The diaphragm goes under the ribs, and that's a lot of where we feel anxiety and tension. It gets all tight there, and then we can hardly breathe because the lungs don't have any room. So let's open up the diaphragm. Go a little faster. This is from the aspect of yoga called Kundalini yoga. It's about the energy in the body and how to move the energy. So I'm going to go fast in and out. I've practiced it, but you may not be able to do it. But just start to feel like it's fluttering, it's pumping, it's oxygenating, it's awakening, it's softening, it's awake, alive. So that's the goal. So just take a few minutes with me in this Kundalini practice. Hands drop. Just feel what that effect has. Do you feel any different? Is there some kind of energy that you're feeling, or more love, more warmth inside, more alertness? So breath is really vital. Breath is our life force. In yoga, it's called prana. In other traditions, it's called ki, chi, so many different names, hai. So we're going to take our hands now underneath our legs. So just mirror me to the side I'm doing and lift up the leg. So again, we're using the weight of the leg into the hip. So just start wiggling it around, feeling that weight of the leg exerting on the hip and the sacrum. So pull the belly button in and sit up nice and straight and just start to feel that weight. And just let the bottom of your foot flop around a little bit so you're moving from the knee. Just tick-tock back and forth. Good. And now with the hand, just make some circles. Inhale up and exhale around. Let's do 4 of them. Good. Let's go the other way for fun. Let's see what it feels like going the other way, out and up and in. And if it starts to get too heavy or doesn't feel good, or you want to make it really tiny, or you just want to imagine it, that's fine. Okay, good. And let's put this leg out in front of us. You can't see my leg from this position, but I've got my toe pointing up and my heel pointing down. So I'm in a flexed position. And we're going to lean over the leg a little bit now and stretch out what we just compressed. So in yoga, we want to find balance. We want to go back and forth, going this direction and then going that direction. So just watch how it works. You can tighten something and then stretch it. So we're stretching now. So this will be a static hold where we're just holding it. and we're just noticing it. If there is any pain or discomfort, come back out of it. So it's not a contest to try to go down as far as you can. It's an engagement of awareness and love. Just loving that hip. Boy, those hips work hard. Some of us may have replacements or have difficulties in our hips, and these kind of movements are really helpful. They help get the fluids going around the joint and help activate all the connective tissue and help the big muscles work better. So pulling the foot back, stretching the leg out, and hinging at the hip. We're just hinging at the hip, and we're pulling our belly button back so we can really stay seated in our chair. We're trying to keep our sits bones down as we stretch. So that's known as a static stretch. We're just holding it. And the latest research says 90 seconds in a static hold gives the best benefit. So that's a long time. We did maybe 20 seconds. So just try it. Try to expand your capacity to hold a pose and just keep it open. So now we'll take the same leg and we're going to touch it out to the side. So again, you can't see me, but I've got my leg open. And I'm going to stretch the inner thigh now. So try to get as comfortable as you can. And again, the foot is flexed. So pull your heel into the floor and pull your toes back. And we're going to side stretch, just sliding our hand down our leg. And again, we're opening up the ribs here and we're holding our belly nice and tight. We're just taking a gentle stretch just to open up the hips. We're working from the head down to the shoulders. Now we're down in the hips. Just gently stretching and opening. Breathing in love for our legs. They carry us everywhere. Our hips work. I mean, geez, it's a miracle, isn't it? Just give thanks. Yeah, and let's come up from that. And we're going to cross the leg over now. We're just warming things up because when we stand up, we're going to have gravity on our hips. And so we want to get them nice and warm and lubricated so that they're not stiff and we don't hurt something. So now I'm putting my hand on one knee, on the knee that's over here, and I'm going to try to keep my hips as straight as I can. So I have to keep my belly engaged as I push down on the knee ever so gently so that our hip starts to open. External rotation here. Don't do anything that'll harm you. If it's too much to cross your leg over, try crossing at the knee or go down to the calf or down to the ankle. Just cross. So we're crossing so that we could get a little stretch in here. So just feel that cross. And now again, we're going to hinge at the hip and just make an ever so slightly forward hinge, just a little bit. Just want to say hello to the lower back and the sacrum area. Hold the belly tight. Lift up the pelvic floor. Lift up the tailbone area. Squeeze it all up, and that secures the spine. Gives a safety to the lower back. So squeeze it up. Just lean forward a tiny bit. So it's nice to slow down, isn't it? Bringing your chest back up and release the foot, shake it out. Remember how we shook out our hands? Shake out your foot. Just let your foot flop around. So good for the ankle and for the toes and for the whole blood circulation. As we get older, the circulation's a lot slower down to our feet. So doing feet exercises is really important. So make some circles with that foot. Go one way, and then circle the other way. Just let that foot go around and around like our wrist does. Good. And then point the toe, just like we pointed the fingers, and then flex the toe back like we did with our hands. So we're mirroring that in our lower body now, pointing and flexing. So just slow down, come to your breath, and just give some love into those toes. Feels so good. Just push the toes down, activate the calves. Can you feel it up in your thighs? And then back, pull the toes back, push the heel out a little bit. So now we're stretching the back of the leg. So just slowing down and doing these tiny little stretches. I mean, we could do them in a chair while we're watching a show, you know? It's nice to just keep moving. That's my motto, keep moving. You know, it's not like I have to go to the gym or I have to put my yoga mat out. I do it at the kitchen counter, you know? So now we're going to work with this other leg. Let's see if we remember the sequence. We're going to lift up our leg. Remember that part? We're going to try to remember the whole part through here. So just feeling the weight into the hip. We're going to stand in just a moment, and we want to make sure those hips are nice and secure. They're lubricated. There's sacs around all the joints. There's a lot of water that flows through our body. That's why it's so important to keep hydrating and drinking water, to keep all those fluids nice and fresh. So we're wiggling our hip back and forth, kind of cradling it with our arms. Just find your breath again. You begin to tick-tock the lower leg so that the knee to the foot is tick-tocking back and forth. Breathing. Now we're going to make circles. Make some circles with our leg. Feel that in the hips. Doesn't that feel good? Keep the belly pulled in, keep the pelvic floor, the tailbone pulled up. Those secure the lower back. They're our safety measure. They're the bottom of our core muscles. I'm going to go the other way. If it doesn't feel good to you, listen to yourself. Really, this feels so good to me, but it might be real annoying to you. So just listen to yourself. Okay, good. Let's stretch the leg out. Remember that part? We're pushing our heel down into the floor. We're pulling our toes back, and we're just leaning ever so slightly to stretch the backs of our legs now and stretch the back of the hip back into the sacral area and the sits bones, the glutes. And this is the static hold we were talking about. And we were saying, you know, 60, 90 minutes to hold it. So when would you do that? Could you do that in front of the TV? Could you do that in your bed? Could you do that after a shower? Sometimes it doesn't have to be a whole yoga routine for an hour. Don't feel compelled to that. Just pick and choose and dot them into your day. That's what I do. Good. Now pulling back from the belly button to roll the spine up. Remember, we're trying to keep the spine nice and supple, loose. Now our leg is going out to the other side. Stretch the leg out. So we're stretching the inner thigh now. And we're going to take a little side stretch. So we're just securing the hips now. Pull the belly button in. So the core muscles are the bottom of the body where the pelvic floor is, and the tailbone area, that's the bottom of our body. That's the bottom of the core. And it comes all the way up into the front of the body, up under the ribs and up the sides, under the ribs and up the back. Just getting that security of our core. Tipping sideways slightly, opening up, breathing. Bringing our arm up. And if this is too much, keep it down or bend at the elbow. Don't try to do something that isn't good for you, and try to tip over if you can. We'll do this standing probably too, but just to feel it sitting. The leg is wide, arm is stretching, it's a whole body stretch. Nice, and release. Good. Let's just stamp our feet a little bit. Gonna make our circles with the other foot. Round and around, loosen up the ankles. And then go the other way. Point and flex, really waking up those legs. Point, feeling from the toe all the way up the leg. Can you feel it all the way up to the groin? And then feel the core. And feel the breath rising in the chest. We're one whole person here, flexing back. So yoga again means joining, union, binding together into wholeness. And so when we feel so scattered and running this way and that way, or anxious about this, or jumpy, yoga is a way of settling our nervous system. So we're still pointing and flexing. That's it, good. Stamp it out. Active legs, thank you, legs, thank you, thank you. Give me some love. All the way down. This kind of tapping or percussion brings the blood vessels to the surface, and it helps purify the blood. It's a health practice. So you can do it anytime, anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere, but anytime. Just tap your body, get more replenished. So we're going to get ready to stand up. So if you have some water, take a sip and come up to standing. If you prefer sitting, I'll guide you into sitting. So we're going to start with just a standing mountain. So yoga uses nature images a lot, and we're going to be the mountain. So feel the feet under us. And I'm a little crooked right now, so I'm going to try to straighten myself up so my hips feel even and my knees feel even and the weight of my feet feels even. My shoulders feel even. So I'm just balancing myself. This mountain pose is a centering pose. It gets us back into the center where our top of our head to our tailbone is our focus. In the yoga tradition, we think of this spine and the brain as having a sheath around it, a protection around it. And yoga is like a protection around it, the breathing and the attunement to love with ourselves, it protects. So put that protection around your spine, if that image makes sense to you. And we're going to stand up nice and straight. So this column becomes very tall. Top of the head is going up into the clouds or the mountain. So we're not tipping our head, we're just pulling like a back of the skull kind of pull up. And then we're dropping our shoulders back and pointing our fingers down. So there's a little bit of pull on the tops of our shoulders. You feel that? So this is the gravitational pull, pulling our fingers down, down, down to the earth. And now drop into the knees so they're not locked. They're just soft, soft knees. And then widen the toes in your inside your socks or shoes or barefoot. Just widen the toes, not the feet, just the toes. Just pull the toes apart like we pull our fingers apart. And then let the toes settle down. We'll kind of flow into the toes a little bit. Feel how the toes grip. Feel what else grips as we go forward a tiny bit. And just look at the ground or look at the horizon. Don't close your eyes on this one. You might get dizzy. And then go back a little bit. I went back too far. Go back into your heels where you could still hold the balance. So the fingers are strong. The belly's pulled in and we're leaning back into our heels. And then into our toes, and then into our heels. So just sway back and forth. These are balancing exercises, and they help our body feel more stable when we're out walking on uneven ground. We have the sensitivity in our toes, our ankles are strong, our feet are sensitive, can tell where things are. So let's sway to the side, the outside of one foot and the inside of the other foot. And then sway the other way. So we're activating our feet, coming to the sides. That's it. Let's start feeling more and more grounded. I'm in the lower level of my house, so the earth is right underneath me. So orient yourself. Where's the earth? I feel grounded. I feel connected, like I'm walking barefoot in the woods kind of feeling. Maybe that's not something you enjoy. I don't think I go barefoot in the woods. As a kid I did, but just that feeling of being on the ground. Okay, so let's see if we can make little circles, toes to sides of the feet, to the backs of the feet. Circle around with your feet. Keep your balance, keep your core engaged. Remember the core is this whole area, transverse abdominis. So we want to hold it nice and strong. Go the other way. Good. Now let's just land in our mountain. Our feet may be feeling more balanced. Maybe there's even weight. Just close your eyes for a minute and notice if there feels like there's even weight in the four corners of your feet. Big toes and the little toes are two, and the outer heel and the inner heel are the other two. So see if those 4 points could feel even. Just take a moment with that. Good. Now we're going to come back to the standing mountain pose. The top of the head pulls up towards the sky. The fingers point down to the earth. And the feet feel like they're sinking down, down, down into the earth. This is the standing mountain. Let's take 4 or 5 breaths where we breathe in love, love of nature, love of sky, love of trees, love of sun, love of people, love of animals. Love, whatever love is for you. Begin to come awake from that little meditation and take a moment to put more weight on one side. I'm on this side, so come with me on this side. I'm going to touch my chair lightly to help me. And I'm going to lift my toes off the floor. So my toes are pointing down and my knee is pointing up. And notice how that starts to engage this whole core and the glutes. And then I'm going to turn it out. And then I'm going to bring it in. Let's do that on the breath. Hold on to your chair if you need to. Some of you may have better balance than I do today. So inhale, exhale. You can use your arm. Right, that maybe woke up that leg, huh? So let's try it on the other side. So just pace yourself. So I was inhaling through my nose and then blowing it out, called dragon breath, just a quick exhale. So try it on the other side now, where you're going to lift the other knee up. Just find the balance, find the four corners of the standing feet, feel gravity, feel earth. And then we're going to turn it out and turn it back. This reminds me of the picture. I wrote a book with my daughter and granddaughter, and I'm in that pose in green. I just noticed to be your best self, yoga for family. So I love sharing yoga with people. Inhale, exhale. There's a rotator cuff exercise if you want to add that. Two more. And relax. Good. Shake it out. All right, let's try a little bit more balance. I have a little stool sitting in front of me with my clock on it, but sometimes I put my foot on the stool, or sometimes I pretend I'm putting my foot on the stool. So pretend you're putting your foot on a stool, unless you happen to have one. And try to balance here, putting the hands out if you can, and looking at something unmoving. In yoga, we call this the drishti, the glance. You're looking at something to steady your balance. Good, and relax. Let's try it on the other side. Find your little step stool, put your knee up towards the sky. Just go as far as you can. If standing on one foot is really troublesome, just lift up on your toe on the other side. Just do a modification. I'm trying to find the balance point, putting the 4 points evenly on the floor, on the standing leg. And relax. Good. Shake it out. All right, let's go into a few warrior poses. Some of you may know these and some may not. So I'm going to step forward with this leg and put the other leg behind me. So I have a straight line from my heel on the front foot's heel is in a straight line with the instep of the back leg. So get yourself oriented there. And then see if you can turn your hips towards the front leg. If that's too much of a twist, then keep your hips this way. Just twist as much as you can in this direction. And we're going to bend into this front knee. So warriors are strong. They have courage, they have compassion, they have wisdom, they have expansiveness, they have passing on the stories from one lineage to another, one generation to another. They're the leaders. So feel your warriorness. Feel the power of love and strength and courage. We'll take our arms out to the sides because we want what's in front of us and what's behind us to be touched by this power. We can stand strong for what we believe in. We're warriors. I used to call myself a warrior for love. Let the back arm touch the back leg and bring the front arm up. So we're in a reverse warrior here. Do any kind of modifications wherever it feels good. It's like a back bend in your spine. Good. And then we'll come down onto this front leg with our arm, our forearm, and just lean into it. Let the hips kind of push forward and hold your belly button back and reach the arm behind you up. And if you can, over or just up or behind you, wherever that arm wants to go. And come out of it and release. Shake it out. Yeah, let's try it on the other side. Take a moment to regroup. Remember, we're looking for the column, the tailbone to the top of the head column. And we're looking for evenness across the shoulders and evenness across the hips, evenness in the feet. We're looking for balance. So our front leg is in bent position with the heel in a straight line to the foot behind, which is in a right angle position. So the feet are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so lean into the front knee, nice and strong. Feel the legs engage. Turn the hips if you can. I can turn a little easier on this side. Each side is different. And then we'll take a hand out in front and a hand out in back. You can bring your arm around so both arms are in front. Usually it's recommended when the hips are facing this way to have your shoulders facing this way. When your hips are facing this way, have your shoulders facing this way. So either warrior pose for now. Good. And then I'm going to go, so I'm facing outward, and I'm going to put my back hand on my back leg. And I'm going to look forward and look at the thumb as it rises up, you know, dipping deep into the front knee to steady me. My arm is going behind by the ear. I'm doing a little back bend. Good. Coming back down. Now we're bending into the front knee and we're putting our forearm on the front knee. Just get yourself steady here. Anchor the feet. Remember those 4 points of the feet. And then the arm can come back, up or over. Find the best place for your arm. And just take a few moments to breathe. Coming back out of it, come together and shake it out. Good. So now I'm going to go wide on my mat. Just let my hips wiggle out a little bit. I'm going to make some circles. So I'm going to come just a little bit in front and to the side and to the back and to the side and to the front. So put your feet the way they feel best. We're going to just make these little circles to get those fluids lubricated again. We just put a lot of pressure on the hips and the knees. Go the other way. So gentle yoga is a form of hatha yoga, and ha means the sun. Let's dip a little bit into the knees. The sun, ha. It's the daytime, the brightness, the power, the masculine principle of ha, whereas like the warrior poses. And then ta is the cooling, it's the moon. We have a full moon here. So it's that internal, that quiet, that reflective, that cooling. So we go back and forth between the heat and the cool for balance. Okay, so let your legs just go back and forth, kind of skater lunge. Good. And now turn the feet so they're facing each other, they're parallel. And we're just going to walk our hands down with a flat back. Try not to drop your chest. Keep your chest up as you walk down. So the back is flat like a tabletop. And now let's round the back. And if this doesn't feel good to drop your head lower than your heart, stay here. But if you can, drop your head and drop your arms. And now your back is rounding. Pull your belly button back. Drop into your knees and kind of round your back. Good. Pull up from your belly button, all the way up and around. Good. Let's step together. We're going to do a moon pose in honor of the moon. So in the moon pose, this is called crescent. We're going to push our hips. I'm pushing this direction. You can mirror me. And then we're reaching in the other direction. So we're making like a crescent moon. You see that shape? Whatever form you can make it. And again, if the hands don't like it there, put them where they feel good. So I'm just breathing. Back out of it. We'll go the other direction. Stretching and opening. Back to the center. Back to the center. Let's just stay here for a moment to say our goodbyes. We're coming to the end of our class. So as we check in with ourselves in standing mountain, just notice if anything feels a little bit off, a little bit tight or talking to you. Just kind of wiggle it a little bit. Say you notice it and you'll stretch it out later. Let's take a moment to check in. Scanning through your body from head to toe. Checking your breath. Using your imagination. Your eyes closed or looking down. Imagine that you're standing in a nice pool of water, any temperature you would like. And as you inhale, imagine this water just comes up through your feet and up through your legs and up into your belly and up into your chest, up into your arms and shoulders. And you can move your hands if you'd like up. And as you exhale, imagine that water coming out of the top of your head and spraying like a great fountain, just putting you in an orb of this water. So we can use our hands to imagine it. It's called the fountain pose. We inhale and rise up on our tippy toes, or you could rise up through the center, whichever one feels better. Come up, feel that water saturating and nourishing and replenishing you. And then exhale, like a great fountain coming out, going in all directions. Let's do that a few more times from the chest or from the outside of the body. Inhale up on the tippy toes. And exhale. 2 more. Centering, grounding, flowing, balancing, calming. Back to the center where we started with our thumbs against the sternum. Feeling our standing mountain, sturdy and calm. Bringing love into our hearts. Thank you all for being here. Namaste. May you go in peace. Namaste. Thank you. See you next time.